Legacy is creating something bigger than life, bigger than you are.
My name is Linda Makanya. I'm a creative director and founder of LM Tailored Suit. I'm from Durban, Umlazi. It's a township down south coast of Durban. That's basically where I spent most of my teenage years, as much as I can remember. Everything about my childhood was spent around that area. I never traveled at that time. I was basically there the whole time. So my childhood, my upbringing, everything happened at Umlazi. It's a very big section, very large, it has so much history and so much, value to my childhood. So lots and lots of great memories. When I think about it, I think about how I grew up, how my grandparents, used to be, they used to be everything, I guess. That's the way I was surrounded by most of my grandparents. They taught me a lot. And everything about my life pretty much, started there. The passion, what I do, my inspiration was initially from there. Unfortunately, when my mom passed on, I had to then basically just decide. There was a time in my life, a moment in my life where I could decide what I wanted to study, what I wanted to be. And at that time, TV presenting and drama was something that I could find, that I could study, because I saw my life in a way that I traveled the world and I kind of saw the cameras around me. I didn't understand why, but I thought maybe through TV presenting. So I then studied TV presenting and drama at Demelin for 2 years, and then that's basically some of my highest education. I realized that a lot of people, they are in need of something, especially men. They look at their habits, their shopping habits. They don't take time mostly to go to a store and to get a proper tailored suit and because they're always rushing. Their time is always a problem. They're always next to the next meeting, next to they're going to the next deal. And I kind of noticed that, and I thought, oh, okay, let me help them by going overseas, traveling, and bringing them clothes so they can then choose from their comforts of their home, and then they can choose. But the challenge then was, now, because they liked my style, now all of them started looking the same, because I was not a big retail store. So now they started looking the same, and I thought, something needs to change, and also I could see the challenges that they had, with their bodies. Our bodies are very different from the Italian fit and cut suits, because the reality is when they design those suits, they don't have an African body or an African men's body in mind. They design it for their European clientele, and that means that we Africans or South African, most men, we struggle a lot with finding the right fit. And for me, it was very important, because when I travel, I was inspired by that. I was inspired by how your Italians are always well tailored, well manicured. I was inspired by how my grandparents, my grandfather was always so tailored up, looked so really fantastic. So I thought, let me bring that, let me bring that solution. Let me try to make them to be aware that they don't have to buy or wear what everyone else has access to. I believe they've worked hard. They've worked harder than the rest. And why shouldn't they wear something better? Why shouldn't they create their own suit? And that's when LM Tailored Suit was born. What we've done as a brand is we've kept the brand very, very private. We've kept it very, as far as marketing or is concerned. So we've always been very much per appointment only. We've kept it really minimal. Right now we have a private studio in Sandton, in Sandhurst, and it's a per appointment only. But definitely we are in a space now that we are ready to expand and to be able to. We are able to, get more clients and be able to spread the word much more, because there's a huge amount of interest from everywhere, all over the world. I get clients in London who want LM Tailored Suit. I get clients in New York. I get clients in some of the African countries, which includes Nigeria, Angola, Mozambique. It's really fantastic. There are challenges, right? That's how you strive. My attitude towards challenges is very simple. challenges come to you to be able to show you your strength and to what you can achieve, if you believe. And therefore, every time I get a challenge, it's an opportunity for me to learn something about myself, to learn a courage, or to learn how to do things better. Maybe it's something that could have affected me in a long run, and thank God for that challenge. Now I can be able to prepare for the future and be able to know how to avoid such challenges like these in the near future. So there are definitely challenges, but the challenges I experience are not much from my clients. It could just be challenges of business every day, dividing your time, dealing with fitting. Now sometimes I don't sleep. I work so hard that I'm challenged with the fact that I don't ever take time to to invest in myself or to travel sometimes because I'm always so busy. My trips are always very much business trips. So because the business is still in its early stages, I cannot afford the luxury of unfortunately going out and just splurging, and because you always have to manage your finances really well. Always have to think about the money, because when money comes in, it doesn't mean that you have to spend it. There are times that when I think I should have bought the latest bag and I didn't buy it. I could have bought the most beautiful timepiece. I couldn't buy it at the time. Not that I didn't have the money, but the money was for business, and I had to make sure that there's always money in the business for it to continue, because things do happen. Maybe a certain fabric suddenly, is faulty or whatever. All those challenges, they need money. So problems normally, or challenges, are always great for me because they help me to become smarter and to think bigger, and to want to work, harder, so that next time I can be able to, to deal with it when it comes. Here I was, a guy, a young boy who I came from nothing, but I've been able to make a brand for myself. And it's a brand that is not just recognized locally, but all over the world. So I want to be able to be influential, not just in Africa, but it should be a brand that should be influential all over the world, because I personally believe that we also have, style, we also have talent. And most of us were not given the chance or the opportunity to show their talent. That's why a lot that we're given have dominated the world of fashion. But we are so creative. There's some amazing designers locally who would do amazing work if the opportunity comes. So I want to be able to get to a space where I can hire people like that. I could work with the most creative designers in the industry who can be able to share their gifts with the world through LM Tailored, and be able to create beautiful pieces that will be remembered forever. Be very clear about what you want. Be very specific about what you want. Be careful what you say, because life will give you what you send to it. I've been very careful with my language, my choice of words, to how I speak when I speak about my company, when I speak about things that I want to achieve. I'm always very positive, and I always believe that I can achieve it. So it really starts in the mind, in the mind and in your words. So I've been very, very, fortunate to understand certain, powers when it comes to such things. I know that the mouth was given to me to be able to design a certain cause of my life, and I was able to design that. Yet years later, I'm living that dream now, and now I'm creating the next 5 years with my mouth again. I'm speaking words, that will, impact my future. So I don't just get a future that I didn't plan for, or I just don't get into a place where life is just happening. No. Life doesn't happen to me. I'm the one that make the life happen to me. I'm the one that decides what life should be about. I'm the one that decides how my success should be and how much of it do I want to achieve. I'm the one to decide how I keep my mind always sharp and always loaded with the right information, because there's a song that I like to listen to. It says, my mind is a weapon, I gotta keep it loaded. And for me that's powerful, because it's all in the mind. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. Same as everything. If you think you can't afford it, you won't afford it. But if you think you can, you think, how can I? So I've mastered that, from a very young age, which now is the reason why I'm able to pitch in the level that I pitch, where a lot of designers, or a lot of upcoming designers don't pitch in, where I was bold enough to say I might not probably be the most affordable designer, but I don't want to be the affordable designer. I want to create something beautiful, something that's quality, something that's gonna, be able to make our clients see the quality and the attention of detail that it went. So it's never been about reaching a mass audience. It's about creating something that's beautiful, something that's well done with the most beautiful stitching, with the most beautiful fabrics and the most beautiful, structure I could find. But that mindset also was instilled through understanding and believing in myself that I can, and there will be a market for that. And years later, I mean, yeah, we're very good, and it's been such a fantastic experience.